Welcome. That's my take podcast. Today, we're going to be kind of introducing our league that we're doing with Fantasy Football Expert on Instagram. You could see if you look at our post, but mainly, I think the focal point of this video was to look at the draft strategy that we had. That wasn't something that we planned to do, but something that definitely was interesting. So we had originally the 2 pick out of a 12-man league, 3 wide receiver. We traded back down with someone else. We swapped spots to 3 because we're like, all right, we'll get Jefferson. And let's see. Let me move the cameras and show you the team a little bit. So our starting lineup.
Yeah.
This is the best starting lineup. I'm not even this isn't hiding people on the bench. This is our A lineup for week 1. So obviously, as you can see, there is no running backs.
Yep. You can pretty much tell what's the strength and weakness of this team. Not too much to be said, but we'll show the draft board and we'll go over kind of like the strategy we wanted to do, but we'll also show what we kind of ended up having to do, and we'll get in depth with that.
So I'm just gonna turn your audio up real quick. I don't know why it's so quiet for me. It's like the video settings are all messed up. I'm just gonna do that, and then I'll show the draft. Okay, perfect. Talk now.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So obviously you can see 3 wide receiver league, in my opinion, is the one time that you could actually get away with the no RB strategy. But it's kind of similar. Quoting I forget who it was that originally came up with it, but I know Ron Stewart made a video on it. The strategy when it comes to 0 RB is you got to take 6 out of 9 receivers in your first 9 picks, and then elite quarterback, elite tight end. And the idea behind it is so you have a dominant 3 starting receivers, better than anyone else. Your flex is better than anyone else. And then your 2 receivers in case of bye weeks and injuries. Mm-hmm. So we'll jump into the draft recap, though. So we'll just start. So round 1, like we said, we traded down to 3. We wanted to get Jefferson. We all kind of consensusly, because this was drafted between me, Gavin, and Steve. We all kind of consensusly agreed that we'd want Jefferson. Then it got to the point where if you look at the 9th overall pick, running backs just started going nuts, I think, at that point, and that's what kind of started it. Saquon Barkley, 9th overall, just absurd. Not that he's not going to be that good, because I think he will, but just crazy to see it happen. I've never been in a league where running backs flew off this quick. So then 2nd round came around. Originally, we were hoping, okay, maybe Aaron Jones, Saquon, and it just if you look at it, Javante's the 3rd pick in the 2nd round. Fournette was the 2nd pick. Look at all these guys flying off the board. It was just, it got to the point where we had, if you look, Tyreek Hill was by far the best player on the board for us. Even though we were looking for CD, I'm pretty sure at this point, right?
Yeah, we were looking at CD. Well, like you said, these running backs flew off the board. So I'd say the 2nd round was kind of the point in this draft. We were like, all right, well, maybe we shouldn't play into the trend of the board here. Maybe we need to just do what nobody else is doing.
Mm-hmm. Even though I will say we considered it in the 3rd round if ETN fell to us, but having Mark Andrews fall to us was also something.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not passing up on a top 2 tight end.
So let's talk about, we'll get more into, like you were saying, the strategy. So round 1, we were still kind of just draft. Round 2, like Gavin said, was when we kind of flipped that switch. So then let's just talk about, I think, how you can execute this for you guys and how we did it, I think, as best as we could. Round 3, we're looking at it. We got Keenan Allen, Mark Andrews were our top 2 options. They both came to us. Our thinking was there's good enough receivers we can get in the middle rounds, especially considering we already have Tyreek Hill and Jefferson, even though that 1, 2, 3 with Keenan would be nasty. We knew we could get Andrews now, get one of the best tight ends, if not the best, and then later on get his quarterback. We knew Lamar would eventually be a guy that we could get. So the plan was kind of just to get Andrews now, and we, no matter what, had to get Lamar, which ended up happening, thankfully. But fifth round, we kind of just kept going with the flow. I mean, look at um, I'm trying to think. Even like Dobbins wasn't even there by our fifth round pick, which I guess is understandable, but still like crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm taking DK, Metcalf, Deontay, or Jalen Waddle 10 times out of 10 over
Now,
Dobbins.
after 4 rounds, we're looking at our starting lineup being Jefferson, Hill, DK, who all three of us are. I don't know about Steve, but I know me and you are very high on him this year for what he's being drafted at, and Mark Andrews, which to me is an elite four players. Uh, at this point in the draft, we're thinking, okay, well, we're gonna get our 6 receivers in the first 9 rounds because we already got three. And we're definitely we have our elite tight end. Now we just need the quarterback to match with it. Lamar's a guy that I think is going to be top three this year. Um, and never mind pairing him with Andrews is huge. He actually today is the day that the news just came out that he did not get his extension. So he's definitely got a lot to prove this year too. Not only as a like runner, but big time as a passer too. If he wants a contract not only from Baltimore but another team in free agency.
Yeah.
So
Kind of flipping back to fantasy though, when if you guys end up having to do a zero RB strategy, I think it's important that you go for a quarterback that has that rushing upside to help replace the lack of running back production you got. So other than Lamar, I think Kyler Murray is another name you could target when considering snagging a quarterback. But for us,
Jalen
I
Hurts.
think Lamar was just or Jalen Hurts. But for us, I think Lamar just made the most sense. We're like, all right, we can live with maybe taking him a little bit earlier.
Well, I think that was the point too. I think we
We
kind of
might have
had
took
to
him a
go. We
little
kind of
too
had to go
early.
Lamar. In my opinion, we had to go Lamar.
Yeah.
Seeing that, um, we had Andrews, which, as you can see, we did take him a little early. We kind of took a chance. We took him fifth round, assuming more people would start taking quarterbacks because at this point, there wasn't many good running backs. The next one taken was Clyde, and then Elijah
Yeah.
Mitchell, and then after that, there wasn't really anyone. So we're thinking, okay, well, the elite receivers are gone. All the running backs are definitely gone. So in our heads, we weren't up for a while until the sixth round again. We thought um, we had to have taken Lamar at this point. Uh, could we have waited? Probably yes, because if you see sixth round, seventh pick, Mahomes got taken all the way down there.
Even
Uh,
Kyler.
yeah, and Kyler was after us too. So we could have waited. Am I mad we didn't know? Who would we have taken in this situation if we knew differently? Honestly, I'm not sure. Probably, honestly,
Maybe
Allen
Godwin.
Robinson or Gabe Davis,
Yeah.
but probably
Probably
Robinson because I
Godwin.
think I think I would have been. Oh, Godwin, yeah, for sure, Godwin. I didn't even see
Yeah, I
the
would
Elite
have
Four
taken
test.
Godwin
Oh
easily.
yeah. Um, but then sixth round came back around. I think at the time, I know I was hoping for Michael Thomas. Or actually, when Thomas went, this is where we were thinking about breaking our zero RB. We were going to get Damian Pierce as our like focal point,
Yeah.
and Damian Pierce goes 608. And at this point, we're just thinking, okay, well, we really have no running backs. This is when we honestly almost panicked at a point because we didn't think it would get this bad.
Yeah, but then at that point, that's where we just kind of reminded ourselves, like, listen, we know running backs are gone now. There's no sense in us just panicking and playing the board when we could just take the better player. I don't know. It's just you can draft, you got to draft for talent, trade for needs.
Mm-hmm.
Half the time, people in your league are going to be making mad trades after the draft. So just because your draft didn't go the way you hoped it would, doesn't mean you can't make trades. So that's kind of the way we finish this draft out.
Yeah. And as you can see, D Hop was our fourth receiver taken. Um, at this point, right, fourth receiver, we took, yeah, we have DK taken. So at this point, we're thinking, okay, well, D Hop's a top 25 receiver when healthy, top 15, 10. Um, why not wait the 6 weeks with our elite receivers we already have? Uh,
Someone will take
then
him.
then week or around 7 and 8, we came back again with even more receivers. We took guys that, since our receivers are so good, we figured, okay, well, let's get guys that have a chance to play over those receivers. So they got to be high upside guys. So Ayuk was someone that obviously me and Steve are big on. To get him in the 7th round, I really like that. He's our flex play for now until Hopkins comes back. And then Kadarius Toney in the 10th round, or I mean 10th round, 10th pick in the 8th round. It's another guy where it gets to the point. He has the upside if he stays healthy, where he
A
could
good
be
flex appeal too.
either start for us eventually or good trade value to get us a running back. And that's kind of what we're looking at in these bench spots, which is why if you're going to go no RB and you either A, you have to just stream the whole year and just hope you can do that, or B, you got to get a lot of depth so you can make trades throughout the year. And we just kept going with that. Our first running back we took was Kenneth Walker in the 9th round. I know we wanted Penny here over
Yeah, we
Walker.
were looking at Penny, but I wasn't mad taking Walker
Mm-mm.
only because I mean Pete Carroll, based on the way they talk about his hernia injury, I doubt Kenneth Walker will be out that long.
And
So
Penny was good last year though, which is why I think he could still be very good this year.
yeah, and God forbid, let's just say Penny gets hurt, they got to play a guy like
Oh, yep.
DJ Dallas. That's a waiver wire pickup. That's a stream for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Should we need it? Which kind of brings us into the next round
Yeah.
with Michael Carter.
Starting running back.
Yeah, they said he was
For now,
RB1.
he's getting at least 50% to start. We know that. So, I
Yeah.
mean, later on too, I don't, let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. So the next round is where we went McKissick.
Mhm. And that's not horrible.
This was a guy where we felt could get us 10 points a week maybe to start the year before, like, obviously Robinson's fully back and before maybe Gibson gets that full trust in the backfield. If you can get us 10 points a week with Michael Carter and maybe eventually Kenneth Walker, with how good the rest of our team is, we think we can be fine.
Yeah, it's all about weathering the storm at this position, really.
And then next round, I mean, pretty much it got to the point where early on we just stacked everyone, and then later on there wasn't really many receivers that we loved. Like at this point, to take over some of these like depth running backs. So we just kind of said screw it. We went 4 rounds in a row with like good stream options. Where like if the starter gets hurt, I mean, God forbid DeAndre Swift gets hurt, Jamal Williams is not a bad running back. Um,
Yeah, it's all
Another
about
one
the
right here,
handcuffs.
round 13, Raheem Mostert. Again, not a bad player. He easily, in my opinion, could take over that role. Never mind, possibly if Chase Edmonds gets hurt, he definitely is taking over that role.
Yeah.
Because I think he's the RB2 over Gaskin easily.
Hmm.
Um, and then let's see. I guess after that, we kind of just went kicker and then defense. I know round 14, we were hoping to get Tucker. I was like, okay, we'll take him around early, and then of course
Someone takes him.
someone takes him. Never gotten Tucker in my life, and of course, one chance away from doing it. And then, oh no, we actually did go backup quarterback. I forgot there was an extra round because of the third receiver. So we took Daniel Jones, backup quarterback. Kind of just like a whatever pick.
It's
Then
like an
we
emergency play.
then round 16 actually got a pretty good value pick, being one of the farther guys of getting a defense and getting Niners. Pretty good. I mean, week 1 they're playing this guy right here, and they're gonna sack him a lot. Um, Hopefully he doesn't get hurt, but they're gonna sack him a lot. And then round 17, okay, so we didn't go 2 defenses. That was the other league. I think I took 2 because there's no one left. But Mike Gesicki, kind of just another like just in case, because we looked at it at the fact where if we're gonna have no RBs, we need to make sure if like a guy like Mark Andrews goes down, we have someone we can use at tight end.
Yep.
Um, Gesicki's very talented. Could be definitely a really good backup tight end, and could easily fill in for a game or two on a bye week.
Yeah.
But
Overall, with this draft, though, the last things I would really have to say is if you're in a draft, I'd say The best strategy is no strategy. We had no intentions of going no RB. We had to adjust. The
Yep.
board does not always play the way you want it to. So sometimes just you just have to adjust and then evaluate your team after and go from there.
I think you got to be not afraid to do it either.
Yeah, once you commit, you got to fully commit.
But overall, I mean, just this like sight of seeing these five guys and then Lamar on the top is like absurd to me. I've never had a better receiving core in a redraft league. I would say in any league, but our 14 man league is a little different. But overall, yeah, I think just like Gavin said, go with the flow of the draft.
Yeah.
But let us know from what you saw on the draft board, if you thought we could have went better in a different spot. Um, Overall, I'm going to call this the best zero RB team of all time until someone proves me otherwise. But don't send me a six-man league if you're going to try and prove me otherwise, because then I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be it. We're probably going to call it wraps here, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, look out for maybe updates on how this plays out throughout the year. Definitely, you can check it out in the Discord, which link will be in the description, um, alongside with the Linktree, which will also have the Discord in there, and the Instagram and everything else. That's going to be it. Thank you for watching, and peace.